So the Vancouver Regionals has just happened this past weekend, and it was LUNALA, of all things, that's actually managed to take the top spot. This is the first time LUNALA's won anything in this format, so this is quite huge, monumental stuff from Vancouver this past weekend. And we are going to be talking about teams that I thought were kind of cool and matches that I thought were also pretty cool to watch as well. So if you guys enjoyed this type of content, let me know by leaving a like down below, and let me know what your favorite Pokemon was for this past regional event, and also your favorite match. But we are going to be starting off with the number 5 spot, good old James Beck, the OG, one of the OGs for VGC, one absolute legend, and he goes with the Shadow Rider team with the spell tag, which is quite nice. So pretty much standard stuff here. Astral Barrage, Terra Fairy as well to stay clear of that Time Spore Dark Weakness, turn into Resistance, which is quite nice. Going into Psychic, Nasty Plot, and Protect. So for Psychic, that slot can either go for Psychic or it can go for things like Draining Kiss as well. Pretty much standard stuff here from a Shadow Rider Calyrex, not exactly something out of the ordinary here. Paired up with its favorite buddy Clefairy, which can also not only keep Calyrex safe, but can also redirect it with things like Follow Me. We also have the moveset of Icy Wind, Heal Pulse, and Protect as well. Just a nice supportive Clefairy. We like to see supportive Clefairy. Next up is the Assault Vest Rillaboom, pretty much standard stuff for Rillaboom. You don't really see much else from Rillaboom here. Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out U-Turn, Terrified to stay clear of other fire types. Pretty much straightforward, really, can't really complain. We also have the Mienshao, which was actually quite unique, going into the Focus Sash as well, with Inner Focus so it can't get faked out, Close Combat, Fake Out, Taunt, and Wide Guard. It's a pretty much good supportive set for Mienshao. It's the fastest support one that you can probably get. It's really, really useful. It does have a lot of good uses out of it as well. Mienshao's pretty nice, and that one-off Close Combat is just really good just to kind of throw out there for a fighting type move as well, in case you want to just kind of have nothing else for Mienshao to do and just kind of just throw something out there just to get a little extra damage on. We like Mienshao. Mienshao's pretty cool. We have the Choice Scarf Urshifu, which runs Surging Strikes, Close Combat U-Turn, and this time Rain Dance. Normally we see Aqua Jet on this bottom slot here, but we don't actually see it this time. We see Rain Dance. I'm guessing this is to get rid of some teams, things like Koraidon, things like Groudon, because this can really stun it as well, which is kind of useful. I really do like this concept. It's quite nice. And then finally, Safety Goggles Incineroar with the Terra Ghost, Intimidate, same thing as well. Will-O-Wisp, Knock Off, Fake Out, and Parting Shot. Same standard stuff that you would see for Incineroar. We'd like to see Incineroar pop off. And then going into the number 4 slot made by Alex Kian, sorry if I mispronounced that, which goes for a Terrapagos team, which was also quite interesting. I think this is the highest that Terrapagos ever got in a regional. I think so. I might have to fact check that, but it feels like Terrapagos hitting top 4 is something that I've not remember seeing. So this is also quite interesting here. We start off with the Ogerpon here, pretty much standard stuff again. Ivy Cudgel, Woodhammer, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. Going into the Urshifu here with the Focus Sash, Terra Stella, Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Protect, and Aqua Jet. This way you keep yourself safe because you are having a Focus Sash instead of the Choice Scarf set here, which we are normally accustomed to for Urshifu. The Choice Specs Terrapagos, again, Terra Stella, because you can't really shift out anything else. Terra Starstorm, Dark Pulse, Earth Power, and Hyper Beam. Very, very good stuff. A really good offensive moveset for Terrapagos here, especially going with that Choice Specs as well. We like to see Terrapagos pop off. I'm a little bit of a fan of Terrapagos. I think Terrapagos is cool. Do I think it's great? But I like Terrapagos anyway. I think Terrapagos is very cool. We also have the Terra Water Cobra Cloak Whimsicott as well with the Prankster ability. Moonblast, Tailwind, Light Screen Encore, standard Whimsicott set. Farigiraf with the Safety Goggles as well to stay clear of things like Amoonguss with the Terra Water as well. Foul Play, Psychic Noise, Trick Room, Helping Hand. And finally is the Life Orb Landorus, again standard set here. Terra Water, Sheer Force, Sludge Bomb, Sandsear Storm, Earth Power, Protect. Standard stuff here. Pretty much you're seeing this main standard movesets here. It's not really that much of a difference. And now we go into the number 2 slot made by Alejandro Terrazas. Again, apologies if I mispronounced that, but we have the Hardcore Trick Room Ice Rider Calyrex, which was really, really interesting here. It's nice to see Hardcore Trick Room maybe making a potential comeback. I did say a while ago that I think Ice Rider is probably the strongest inside of Trick Room, and I kind of still hold to that to this day, but you don't see most of Hardcore Trick Room anymore. But this really did go to show. I'm pretty sure that most times we saw this team get played on stream, it was the same strategy over and over again, and clearly it worked because it got him to the top spot as well, which is absolutely huge. It got him to final, so clearly doing the same strategy just clearly worked. We have the Clear Amulet, of course we do, because Ice Rider Calyrex loves that Clear Amulet. Going into the Terra Fairy as well, Glacial Lance, Trick Room, Imprison, and High Horsepower. Now Imprison is actually quite interesting. Normally you'd see the slot filled in with like Protect to keep yourself safe, but Imprison is here, and it is kind of genius the way that we saw this get worked. So the way this works is that you would set up Trick Room, and then next turn afterwards you would set up Imprison. That way any of your opponent's Pokemon that would set up Trick Room can't set it up anymore. And since Trick Room would always run last in priority bracket, there would be no way that you can get Trick Room set up here. So you can set up, so the whole idea is that you set up Trick Room, and then you, because of its bulk, you can actually last on another hit, and because of the amount of redirection that you have here, you can also just redirect. set up in prison, and then that's it. You're locked until Trick Room is done, and then you just wait until Trick Room is over, or you get rid of Ice Rider Calyrex. But by the time you get rid of Ice Rider Calyrex, you've only got like 1, maybe 2 turns of Trick Room left anyway. So it's a very, very good way to make sure that no matter what, Trick Room stays up, which I'm a huge fan of. We have the Rocket Helmet Indeedee, Terra Fairy, Follow Me, Helping Hand, Dazzling Gleam, and Trick Room. Again, Standard Supper Indeedee here. The Hatterene making a comeback, which I am super excited about. It's nice to see Hatterene make a comeback as well. Life Orb, Magic Bounce, that way it doesn't get hit with things like Taunt, or gets hit with Spore on Amoonguss, or even things like Parting Shot. It's just quite nice. Terra Psychic as well to get that super big boost on both Psychic and Expanding Force, paired up with the Indeedee. That's going to be massive damage. We also have Dazzling Gleam and Trick Room as well as another setter. We have the Smeargle. I hate Smeargle so badly, but we're not here to talk about how I feel about Smeargle. We're here to talk about the Vancouver regionals, and Smeargle did again very, very well. Focus Sash here, Own Tempo, Terra Grass as well to stay clear of Rage Powder or Amoonguss or anything like that. Follow Me, Fake Out, Spore, and Decorate. Now Decorate is very, very bad if it gets popped out. Even one alone is very, very bad. So the whole point is that Decorate would raise the target's attack and special attack by 2. You give that to Calyrex. Calyrex has basically got 2 Chilling Nays for nothing, for free, and once one Decorate comes up, that can really, really be bad. And it works on special attack as well, so it doesn't even need to be on just Ice Rider Calyrex. It can be on the Hatterene that's got the Life Orb Expanding Force. It can go on the Torkoal, which we're going to get on the minute. It can be really, really bad. So yeah, one Decorate and like the game is so one-sided after that. We have the Psychic Seed Gallade as well with the Terra Fire, Psycho Cut, Upper Hand, Sacred Sword, and Trick Room. Again, another Trick Room setup. We have 4 Trick Room setters in this team as well. We have a lot of ways to get Trick Room set up. And finally is the Choice Specs Torkoal with the Terra Fire, Weather Ball, Eruption, Heat Wave, Earth Power as well. You don't really see that much of Choice Specs Torkoal, but it does do massive damage once Trick Room is set up. Even if it's just one big Terra Fire Eruption in the sun, that is still massive damage. It's massive damage alone on as it is, but you add Choice Specs on top of that, you are hitting huge numbers. Even on typings that resist fire, you are hitting massive numbers. And finally, the #1 spot made by Pazard Montazir, the LUNALA team. This is so huge that LUNALA actually managed to come in first place. This is the first time LUNALA not only has won something in terms of Regulation G, but has actually come anywhere close to Top Cut. This is huge. I believe this is the first time it's not only come in Top Cut, but it's also won the whole thing as well. This is huge for LUNALA. So we have the Power Herb as well to get its Meteor Beam set up. We'll get to that in a second. And we also have the ability Shadow Shield, which if it's basically overstacked multi-scale. Remember multi-scale on Dragonite? It's basically that, but like added steroids. It's crazy. We have the Terra Water as well, and the moveset of Moongeist Beam, Meteor Beam, Expanding Force, and Trick Room. So the whole idea is that you shoot off one Meteor Beam, get the special attack boost, and then you can kind of just run away with the game as it is, because the bulk that you have on LUNALA is absolutely insane. 137 base HP, 89 base defense, and 107 base special defense. You are getting crazy numbers off of this. This thing does not go down easy at all. This thing will not go down, and it is absolutely insane. We saw this thing go absolutely crazy in the tournament. I am so happy to see LUNALA getting the love it deserves finally, and it's super huge. I really like this for LUNALA. This is great. Pairing up with it is the Half Flame Oakapon as well. Same moveset here, Terra Fire, ignore the Defiant. It is the Mold Breaker here. I just got the pace wrong. Ivy Cudgel, Wood Hammer, Follow Me, Spiky Shield as well. But yeah, Oakapon can't complain. Oakapon Half Flame is really good. The Life Orb Landorus, which again we've spoken about in the past. Terra Poison, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Sandstorm, and Protect as well. Going into the Indeedee with the Rocky Helmet, pretty much the same thing that we've seen again, but this time instead of running something else, it runs Alluring Voice, which is really good. So basically any Pokemon that wants to raise up its stat boost, like wants to get a little bit of extra damage on, like say for something like a Swords Dance or a Calm Mind or a Bulk Up, Indeedee can just literally go for Alluring Voice, get the damage on, and it will 100% confuse the target if their stats were raised during this turn. It is absolutely insane. So having that chance of getting confusion done is really good. I really do like that. And because of that as well, it also stopped something like Smeargle from doing Decorate onto the rest of the team that we saw on the #2 team, which was again really good. It's a really good check mark to go, like, if you're gonna get your stats boosted, I'm just gonna punish you for it, which is really good for Indeedee, because there are some Pokemon here that would love to get speed boosting, that would love to get power boosting. So it's just a nice insurance to be like, you can do it, but there's going to be a chance that you're going to hit yourself later. Then we have the Focus Sash, Rapid Strike, Urshifu, Terra Stella, Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Taunt, and Detect. It's starting to become more of a standard set for Urshifu here, and considering that you are getting the Psychic Terrain up as well, there is no point of having Aqua Jet, so you might as well just use it for a Taunt, which again, I don't have a problem with. That's actually quite cool. And finally is the boosted energy, photosynthesis, terra flying, roaring moon with acrobatics, knock off, tailwind, and protect. Same standard stuff that we see with roaring moon here. It's pretty much been the same standard stuff for a while, and I can't lie, it pays off. It pays off very, very well. It's a really solid tailwind user, and the fact that you've got also a dark typing there, it's not it doesn't get hit with prankster, which again is really huge. So you can kind of just go off on tailwind, and then the next turn you don't have to worry about encore and whimsicott. You don't have to worry about taunt on tornadus as well. You can just go off and kind of do what you want, which I am an absolute fan of. Now we can't go through a regional without talking about the most used Pokemon of the event. So in this one on day 1 for the top 8 restricted Pokemon, Miraidon coming up way at the top at 18%. Slowly following that is Ice Rider Calyrex again at 17.3%. Those two are pretty much neck and neck for the most used restricted pretty much in any tournament. Those two are just absolutely insane as restricted. So it really does go to show that you can get away with things very easily with either of these two teams. They are both very good. Miraidon is very easy to just kind of pick it up, learn it really quickly, and just kind of get a move on with it. And Ice Rider Calyrex, well, it does take a little bit of time to get used to. It is very much a very good team once you understand the mechanics of it. It is a very good team. Shadow Rider Calyrex falling behind that at 30%, and then Zamazenta at 12.1. Again, we are seeing these top 4 Pokemon race each other for the top spot every single time. Every single time it's a regional, we always see these two racing each other for the top spot. It's just those 4. That's all it is. It's just those 4. Those 4 are just so powerful. They have such good power, they have such good support, and they have such good teams like paired up with each other. They are really good together. Then Miraidon finally jumping out of its bottom 2 spots at the number 5 slot, considering of what happened at EUIC with Wolf going absolutely crazy with Koraidon, sorry. It makes a lot more sense that, yeah, a lot more people would try and use Koraidon a little bit more. Then of course we have the other 3 that we keep seeing at every single regional: Kyogre, Terrapagos, and Groudon as well. Then going into the top 12 non-restricted Pokemon, we have Urshifu Rapid Strike going at the top spot, because of course he is probably the best Pokemon arguably in the game right now at 49.1%. Almost half the people that attended Vancouver this past weekend used Urshifu on day 1, which was absolutely insane. Then following that we have the Incineroar as well, going into 32.5. Again, Incineroar, one of the best Pokemon ever made, and it's just absolutely insane. This guy's just going absolutely ham. We have Amoonguss at the 3rd spot, Rillaboom falling slightly behind at 24.9% in the 5th spot. And we see the main kind of candidates here for Miraidon as well: Iron Hands, Half-Flame Ogerpon, Farigiraf, and Whimsy as well. A lot of pairings to go with Miraidon, and I think a majority of this is because of the Miraidon teams that are just so easy to pick up and learn. Outside of probably Half-Flame Ogerpon, I wouldn't put it past me that Hands, Farigiraf, and Whimsicott are literally just there to support Miraidon for pretty much the majority of its run in the tournament. Then going on to the day 2 restricted, Ice Rider Calyrex has just swarmed past here, going into the top spot at 24.6%. Again, Ice Rider Calyrex is just really good. I would argue to say that Ice Rider Calyrex is probably the best mon in the format. It is just really good. It is the best restricted that we have so far in Scarlet and Violet. I would just throw my hands up and say, if you want to put money on it, I would probably say that Ice Rider is probably the best Pokemon that we have in terms of restricted. It's just so good. It's so bulky, it's so tough, and in Trick Room it's just an absolute monster. It is insane. Shadow Rider Calyrex as well, following a little bit behind there, 18%, going at number 2 slot. Zamazenta coming up at number 3, and Miraidon falling all the way back at number 4. That is a massive drop. That is a massive drop between day 1 and day 2 as well. Kyogre overlapping Koraidon, which I think is just a battle of weathers at that point. I'm pretty sure that just the whole thing with weather just makes it so much easier to deal with. And again, since Kyogre is always slower than Koraidon, Rain always gets up second, so I'm assuming that you're playing more of a slow-paced game here, and you're kind of, you know, messing up kind of mechanics there, especially with past Paradox Pokemon that need to thrive off the sun. And yeah, I would probably say that Kyogre would probably decimate a lot of Koraidon teams here, but again, that's just my assumption. I'm not exactly sure how Kyogre teams will run this time around, but on paper, it does seem like Kyogre can kind of one-up Koraidon in this aspect. Terrapagos just sitting firm at the same spot, weirdly enough having the same percentage that it did on day 1, which is really insane here. And then finally another restricted Pokemon has actually taken Groudon's 8th spot, which is Lunala. So maybe we're actually seeing a lot more Lunala players getting done here, because Lunala, like we said earlier, it's stupidly bulky. It can get really harsh to get rid of. It's got amazing power potential. It can do really well inside a Trick Room. It can do really well outside a Trick Room. It is a fantastic Pokemon to go through here, and I'm not surprised. But yeah, Lunala actually overriding it. We're actually getting a change of scenery now, which is quite nice. And then lastly, going into the top 12 Pokemon on day 2 as well. Shifu staying at the top spot here at 60.7%. Amoonguss as well, staying behind at 2nd place as well. You're seeing a lot more Amoonguss starting to pop up now. And then finally, the last 2 of the big 3, Incineroar and Rillaboom, going into the 3rd and 4th spot respectively. Raging Bolt getting racked up a little bit more here. Fluttermane kind of getting more checked, going down from the 4th place spot at day 1 all the way to the 6th place spot at day 2. We've got Cornerstone Ogerpon just coming out of nowhere, going in the 7th spot. And then yeah, everybody else kind of just shuffling around here. Whimsicott's kind of gone out of its top 12 here in comparison to something like Chi-Yu, which has come up now. It's very interesting to see, like, kind of the main, I would probably say about 15 to 16 non-restricted Pokemon kind of get shuffled around a little bit here. But I am very, very excited to see how the restrictors are going to come up, especially since we are so close to the end of Regulation G and going on to whatever the next regulation is going to be. I am very, very excited to see how the end of Regulation G Series 2 is going to play out here. But that is all we have time for today. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this regionals this past weekend. I think these matches were absolutely great. It was kind of nice to see, you know, different things pop up. It was nice to see the same restrictors pop up but used differently. I was a fan. I was a fan of this one. It was kind of a nice breath of fresh air. It was a nice change to see, and I am definitely a fan to see how things are going to get played out in the next few regionals before April comes around and Regulation G will be over. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know by leaving a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Right, guys? See you soon. Okay, bye.